Just lighting my Marlboro Red 100. Yeah, how you guys doing? Today is January 11, 2023. I don't know, you guys heard of the 2020 Space Odyssey. Well, it's not quite like that in this civilization. It's currently 12:38 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm in Timonium, Maryland. My name is Ronaldo Lopez Talavas II. Greeting you a happy new year, 2023. The subject of this review is the torpedo Nat Sherman um, Dominican. Um, One of the themes of this cigar review is it the end of the world, and who should care? It's kind of a weird theme, but it's it's an important theme. If you've noticed, happenings since 2020 have been increasingly potent in the past 3 years now. I was born in 1969. I've lived through the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s. But ever since 2020, um, things have become very intense, whether you're talking about political situations, or you're talking about the weather, you're talking about global warming, although global warming or climate change is kind of weird because like this has been one of the coldest winters in a long, long time, and extreme weather, whether it be floods in California or whatever, have increased exponentially after 2020. You might call me a person of numbers, but you might think of like the war started beginning in 9/11/2020, 9/11, 2001, or September 11, 2001. 9/11. I mean, you could draw the connection that when the terrorist attacks caused the planes to hit the Twin Towers on 9/11 and hit the Pentagon in the U.S., and an airplane was unfortunately for the passengers, but fortunately for their target, in Pennsylvania, the airline was crashed in Pennsylvania on September 11, 2001. Although we consider it 9/11, but if you think about 9/11, if you had meaning, 911 is the emergency call. When we have emergencies, we call 911. And that's what happened on 9/11/2001 during those tragedies. And speaking of numbers, now in 2020, since 2020, although COVID was introduced in December of 2019, 2020 was the true force of COVID. And many things happened in 2020. We're talking about hurricanes, earthquakes, and many things that were very, very bad for people during that time in 2020. 2020 was a terrible year. And you could think of 2020 as perfect vision. And you might ask, who perfect vision for who? And I say perfect vision for God. God had a perfect vision for us, perfect vision on us. I mean, like I said, I was born in 1969. And I don't remember a time in the 1970s, the 1980s, the 1990s, the 2000s, and even the 2010s. I don't remember a time when things were so bad. You know, whether it be like all these mass shootings and mass killings, or you're talking about earthquakes or hurricanes or forest fires or tornadoes or earthquakes or volcanoes. I mean, all those things exponentially ramped up since 2020, all the way up to all the way up through the end of 2022, and into 2023 now, where we have terrible weather, all the flooding in California, and the terrible winter weather, you know, spreading across the U.S. How do you have terrible winter weather when supposedly we have climate change and and warming of the earth? How do you have terrible winter weather when you're supposed to have global warming? You might ask yourself this. And the only logical answer is that God does what he wants to do. God's will is God's will. Now, you might hesitate about the belief of God, but any rational being understands that creation could only come from God. I mean, if you think about the Big Bang Theory, where they say this super dense matter exploded and created the universe. Well, if it did, any living creature on that super dense matter would have been cremated when that super dense matter exploded. And everyone knows that there is no life in space. So if any life existed on that super dense matter, was cremated when that super dense matter exploded, then there is no life. And without life, then there is no life. There could be no existence of life when that super dense matter exploded, because the heat would have killed every single living creature living on that super dense matter. And there is no life in space. So there would not be life at all. I know you're intelligent to understand that. You're intelligent enough to understand that. Now, I'm not trying to tell you what to believe, but it seems to me after 2020, we have signs that things are going to be happening that should concern you. Now, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying, think about it. Think about it. Because I do believe in God. I believe in God. I believe in Yahweh. God the Father, God the Creator. You know, I'm a rational being. And, you know, creation, whether it be plants, mammals, reptiles, bacteria, fungi, It comes from God. And God's trying to tell us something. You know, He's trying to tell us that, be smart. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Be smart. You know, like I said, people who believe in the Big Bang Theory, where did life come from? Because when that super dense matter exploded, it would have exploded with the heat of a billion million suns. Nothing would have survived that. And space is sterile. So where did life come from then? If that's your theory of belief. It's not my theory of belief. You know. Common sense dictates that it's much simpler than that. The Big Bang Theory is just a theory. I hate to tell you that. It's an unproven theory by these high up astrophysicist scientists who are probably all atheists, trying to spread some kind of like belief system. Anyway, just believe in the times. Have you ever seen a time like this? Not in the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, 2000, 2010s. Never seen a time like this. Climate, political unrest, mass killings. I've never seen a time like this. When you're afraid to send your children to school, hoping they come back alive. Never seen a time like when I was in school, we never even thought about it. We never thought about, people coming into the school and killing children. Didn't exist. Didn't exist. I'm just telling you. Look at the times. Now, who should care? People who should care are the ones that have guilt on their conscience. Those are the people who should care. I've never seen a man like Trump. He should have never been president. He should have never been president of America. Never. The man is despicable. And he has no morality. No ethics. Just a despicable human being. And all those Republicans that espouse him, that pledge allegiance to him, no worse. No worse. So anyway, that's the theme of this video. Is it the end of the world? Look around you. What have you seen the past 3 years? And who should care? Anyway, the cigar for the review is the Nat Sherman Dominican. It's a cigar that's been discontinued by Nat Sherman, but picked up by Tiga. This is a torpedo cigar. The wrapper is Honduran. The binder is Dominican, and the filler is Dominican and Nicaraguan. As you can see, it's a torpedo. It's about 5.5 inches to 6 inches long by 52 or 54 ring gauge. I've smoked this cigar. It came out of my collection of cigars. It's a very delicious cigar, and I'm excited to smoke it for you. Anyway, I don't mean to scare you, but if you're wise, you'll see and understand what's going on and the signs that God is giving us. Because it's not coming from anywhere else. I've never seen times like the 2020s. Never. Not in the 1960s, not in the 1970s, not in the 1980s, not in the 1990s, not in the 2000s, not in 2010s. I've never seen times like this with COVID, with hurricanes, with volcanoes, eruption, earthquakes, floods, forest fires, massive forest fires. You know, people, mass shootings. The Ukrainian war with Russia. I've never seen times like this. So, like I said, is it the end of the world? And who should be worried? Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna take a break. Oh, actually, let me tell you what beverages I'm pairing with the Nat Sherman. Some coffee with milk. Some Earl Grey tea. Some water. And some Campo Viejo, Campo Viejo, Rioja Spanish wine from 2014 or 2018. I'm sorry. Very delicious wine. Very delicious wine. All right, you all take care. God's love. Hola, ¿qué tal? Ni hao ma. How are you all out there? Welcome back to the cigar review of the Nat Sherman Dominican. A Dominican cigar that no longer is produced by Nat Sherman. Nat Sherman liquidated its cigar producing wing, and it was picked up by Feria Tigo. This cigar is no longer produced by Nat Sherman, but the blend was picked up by Feria Tigo. Smoking my Marlboro Red 100. You know, I don't mean to. I just want to be realistic about what's been happening in the past since 2020. You know, it's unprecedented what's going on since 2020, and whether you believe what I say, you know, that's up to you. Whether you're concerned or not about what's happening and whether or not it's the end of the world, that's up to you. But everything that's happened since 2020, including COVID, I mean, I don't know if you want to bury your head in the sand or whatever, but you know, that's up to you. You know. Anyway, drink a little bit of Campo Viejo. I mean, well, I put out this Marlboro Red 100. The signs of the times are the signs of the times. You know what I mean? And I hope I'm doing an active service by trying to tell you that you should pay attention to the signs of the times, because there's never been a decade, and as early as in a decade, quite like this, with volcano eruptions, earthquakes, forest fires, once in 100-year blizzards, mass shootings, political unrest, the Ukrainian war. There's never been a time like this. And I hope I'm doing a service to you by letting you understand what's going on. Gonna cut this Nat Sherman. Lighters are temperamental. Temperamental lighters. What am I gonna do? All right, that's done. Yeah, have a little bit of coffee. Coffee, milk, Earl Grey tea. Very good. Water. Nothing better than water. Some red wine. I think I'm ready. Again, this is the Nat Sherman Dominican. The wrapper is from Honduras. The binder is Dominican, and the filler is Dominican and Nicaraguan. It's very delicious. Kind of charcoal. I'm tasting charcoal. I'm tasting really good tobacco. That's what I'm tasting. The first draw has been the body is medium. The flavor is medium plus, and the strength is medium. I know this is a great cigar. I love this cigar. This is a beautiful cigar. I've smoked this probably like 3 times. I've had 3 cigars of this. It's a wonderful cigar. I'm tasting tobacco through the retrohale. Just varying degrees of tobacco, from strong to medium to light. Yeah, that's what I'm tasting through the retrohale. Very beautiful. Tasting charcoal and rich tobacco um, through the draw out. Very delicious. Very. I would say it's elegant. More elegant than rough. Um, but very. It has a certain strong stature that I like. You know, it's got a very strong backbone. Body is becoming fuller. I would say the body is right now is medium full. Strength is meaning flavor is medium full and strength is medium full. Very delicious. Very delicious. Try some Campo Viejo Rioja Spanish wine. Very delicious. I mean, honestly, guys. I mean, like, have you ever seen a time like after 2020? Because COVID was introduced in December 2019, but its full impact wasn't felt until after 2020. You know, and in America especially, there's been massive forest fires around the world actually. Especially in America, especially California, Oregon, Washington. You know, I mean, unprecedented forest fires. You know, and then there's been earthquakes and volcano eruptions. Like in Hawaii right now, they're having massive volcano eruptions. I mean, we all know that in the um, in the Bible it said that the seventh seal was broken and earthquakes happened. You know, and all these devastating things happen. You know, I mean, you have to think about these things. I mean, after 2020, after 2020, things have been just ramping up increasingly to these terrible things. And I'm just saying, open your eyes to these things. Now, whether or not you have anything to worry about, I don't know. You know, if you don't have anything to worry about, you don't have anything to worry about. But for those who have things to worry about, I would say get your affairs in order. I mean, if you have something to worry about with the signs of the times, get your affairs in order. You know, stop these election deniers. You know what I mean? Stop election denier. Stop election denying. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous. America is a democracy. You know what I mean? Stop attacking democracy. Election denying is attacking democracy. There has been not one shred of evidence of election fraud. Stop your election denying. It's ridiculous. Brazil? I mean, that's a result of America. You know what I mean? Of the election deniers in America. What happened in Brazil is a direct result of the election deniers in America. I mean, it isn't going to be good if those who have things to worry about continue on their current trajectories. It isn't going to be good for you. In the afterlife, it's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for you. Anyway, a little bit more Rioja, Campo Viejo, Spanish Rioja. The cigar is beautiful. The burn is good. The draw is great. Body is medium full. Flavor is medium full and strength is medium plus. Just beautiful. I'm getting really good tobacco, charcoal. Very tobacco forward, very delicious. It tastes pretty young, but this cigar is about 4 or 5 years old. It could use a little bit more aging because it tastes very strong. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Good, really good tobacco, really good charcoal. And that's what I'm getting. All right, I'm going to take a break. Smoke the Nat Sherman Dominican into the second third. Although this is no longer made under Nat Sherman The blend was picked up by Virio Tigo. Okay? Take care. Guys love. Hey, how are y'all doing out there? I'm Rach Labus II again. Today is January 11, 2023. Um, what I was saying before about the signs of the times or whatever. I mean, for those of you who espouse the Big Bang Theory and the theory of evolution, all I have to say is that with the Big Bang Theory, when the super dense matter exploded to create the universe, any life on that super dense matter would have instantly been cremated. And so where did life come from to start the theory of evolution? Couldn't have come from space. So basically, that's the answer to your question, is there would be no life. No life comes from no life. So a rational human being would understand that the simple thing is that God created everything. Because if you think about it, where would that super dense matter come from? It just didn't come from nowhere. It had to have come, someone had to have made it. So a rational human being understands that God the Creator created everything. Because that super dense matter had to come from somewhere if you believe in the Big Bang Theory, which is just a theory anyway, espoused by a whole bunch of hyper intelligent astrophysicists, these uber intelligent atheist astrophysicists, whatever, dude. I just asked you the question. If this super dense matter exploded to create the universe, any living thing on that hyperdense matter would have been cremated with the intense heat of the explosion. And there is no life in space. Blow some more smoke up my ass, man. I have a good saying. Don't tell me, astrophysicists, that it's raining. You know what I mean? When you're pissing on my head. Don't tell me it's raining when you're pissing on my head. Astrophysicists. Hyper intelligent, super uber intelligent astrophysicists. Where did life come from, bro? When your hyper dense matter exploded and instantly cremated anything that might have been living on it. And there's no living things in space. Anyway, that's a joke. A 2-year-old can understand that shit. This cigar is great. I haven't smoked it enough to give it a valid judgment. As you can tell, we're not quite into the second third, but the cigar review is about to end. A little bit of Earl Grey tea, a little bit of coffee, a little bit of water, and some beautiful Campo Viejo Spanish Rioja from 2018. Beautiful, beautiful wine. A little bit, no, it's very strong. I mean, I originally thought that this has a comparison to Pinot Noir, but it's a little bit stronger than that. Very delicious Rioja. Very delicious Rioja. I can't give this a complete grade since I haven't really quite reached the second third, but I want to end this cigar review before it gets too long. I would say, as right now, I would say it's a 4.5. I mean, this is also considering my memories of. I've smoked this cigar probably 4 or 5 times, and I'm considering my memory of smoking this cigar. I would say this is about a 4.5 out of 5-star cigar. Beautiful cigar. Beautiful cigar. Very strong for about a 4 to 5-year-old cigar. I mean, I wish I could smoke this cigar further down to give you a more accurate assessment. But I would say this. I mean, this is a 4.5 star, 5 out of 5-star cigar. Beautiful cigar. I think I said before that any cigar at 3-star and above is a great cigar, and it's about a 4.5 star to 5-star cigar. Anyway, a great cigar. The Nat Sherman Dominican Honduran wrapper with Dominican binder and Dominican and Nicaraguan filler. A great combination. Very strong. After 4 or 5 years of age on it. Anyway, take what you will from this cigar review. I wish you all the best. This cheer is for you. This toast is for you. A good life. L'chaim. Cheers. Come by. Chin chin. Guys love. So that's a review. Let me end this review the way I usually end my reviews. I wish you all only the best. Good health, good wealth, good fortunes, good friends, and most importantly, family. Take care, and I wish you a happy new year. Take care. God's love.